Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Resource Management Podcast. This is a podcast where we will talk everything, control, and much, much more. I am joined today and pretty much every episode by my friend and co-host, Maxence Jelena, or Max.
Hi everyone. Yes,
Uh,
yeah, you can go with Max.
yeah, Max works as well. So, basically, what we'll do today for the first episode, we'll go over, present present each other and go over the news, new cards that just got announced. So we'll go over that, and then that's pretty much it for the first episode.
Yeah, it
Introductions.
should do it. Should do it.
That should do it for the first episode. I think that'll be good. So we'll start off. We have a couple of questions to go over for each other, and then yeah. So first of all, uh, the first question is, what is your favorite deck of all time? We'll start with
All
Max
right.
over here.
Yeah. So my favorite deck of all time. I've been playing the game for 7 years now, but my favorite deck was introduced like 4 years ago. It is Shed Ninja Control. So this deck utilize Orangaroo Resource Management, obviously, to put back 3 cards in your deck at the bottom of it. And you also have a Shininja, which can put himself as a tool, which read that if the Pokemon this tool is attached is KO, the opponent doesn't take a prize.
Yeah.
So the goal of the deck is to cycle a Shininja and an Orangaroo each turn, and with Oranguru, you cycle back a Brock's Grit, Paul Pad to get back some supporter, Rescue Stretcher, and disruption cards like Chip Chip Ice Axe, Crushing Hammer, Counter Catcher, things like that. So, to the course of a very long game, you'll be able to deck out or even take your 6 prizes with profound knowledge of Oranguru,
Yeah.
which does 60 damage and yeah. The reason why I love this deck is because it was not as a powerhouse as the famous Pidgeotto control, which is probably the most popular control deck in the modern era of the game. Was not as strong. Why? Because in this format there were Guzma, which were basically better boss order. There were Field Blower, which were basically better Tool Scrapper. So you had way to play around this deck way more than PG Auto
Mm,
Control, which was really far too good. So that's why I really love this deck.
yeah. He sent me the list yesterday, and I was confused when I saw it since I have not been playing for as long. So I had to read through a couple cards in this, but it's a very just having a Rangoor there for sure makes it that good. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you put Orangaroo in your deck when it was legal, and
Yeah,
basically won the game.
pretty much. So
And you Malcolm, for how long have you been playing,
yeah.
and what's your favorite deck?
So I've been playing on and off for I'd say like everybody plays Pokemon when they're a child, right? Or they have cards and
Yeah,
everything. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
was keeping up with competitive like my whole life. I would watch Worlds every year, but I really got into the game last year around right before Toronto Regionals. So it was really my first competitive season and my favorite deck. I hold a lot of sentimental value to decks. So, if I do well with a deck, then you know, it holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I understand
So
that.
this is the list I played at Fort Wayne. Wait, you can't see it. If I
Yeah,
do
just sent me the.
this, if I do this,
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah,
good.
I see it.
So this is the list I played at Fort Wayne Regionals. Eldegoss Control. I think this was like a format where Control was pretty balanced. Um,
Yeah,
I think everybody knew about the deck, so you had to play. It took it was more like a skill thing instead of like just pulling up to a tournament with a new control deck or whatever. Like pretty much everybody knew about it, and the list was pretty like straightforward. So the only thing I really added was the Greedent that was in the first list when this like archetype came out. When I
Yeah,
think
because I
Sander,
I remember playing Gradient at Toronto.
yeah. So Greedent was in the first list that Sander played
Yeah.
at LAIC, but then they took it out because it wasn't that good. But
It gave you the Arc Dura matchup.
yeah, exactly. So at the time, it would win you Arcdura, and at that time also, Lost Box didn't play Dragonite, so
Yeah,
or
that's true. That's true.
they just started playing it at Toronto. So Lost Box didn't play Dragonite, so you would be able to tank a hit from Lost Box and then Charon scare it back.
Yeah,
But
because they didn't play
yeah,
Last Vacuum.
yeah, there was no vacuum, no Dragonite, so it was pretty easy. You could send up Pidgeot or even Greedent, and they would just tank a hit, and you could loop it with Eldegoss. But with Dragonite and everything, Greedent got pretty useless. So then
Yeah.
you would just for the Arcdura matchup, you would just Eldegoss loop. But
Mm,
then Arcdura started playing Choice Belt, so then you just lose. You still lose.
yeah.
So I decided to add back the Greedent just so I could deal with that matchup, the Arctur matchup, and it won me one game. And then the other game I played against Arctur, I was prized with Heavy Ball and Peonia.
Oh God.
So I just cried, and yeah. But
Yeah.
I made day two of this deck, and it was a fun time. I missed the deck. I
Yeah,
mostly miss, yeah,
with control deck when we can't make our opponents cry, it's us that cry.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But I mostly just miss Snorlax. I'm gonna be honest. That
Yeah,
card,
yeah, Gorman dies. Oh, I mean, I guess we have Cleffa, right?
that cl-
Cleffa, 30 HP. Let's go.
30 HP, and you can't use it going first. It's just great.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be my favorite deck I played, but also obviously and enjoyed a lot the Mewtwo V Union control. That was very
Oh
fun.
yeah.
That's what I played
For
on my
whatever reason,
first.
that is one of my least favorite control deck.
Really,
Yeah, yeah, I don't like the
I
the
I
game plan of it. I don't know.
that's the
I don't
deck.
enjoy it.
That's the deck that got me back into the game, like before Toronto or like
Huh.
during the summer. So
Yeah, yeah.
I saw the NIC matches and I was like, this deck is sick. So then I played it and I was like, this is fun. And I brought it to Toronto. The list was terrible, and somebody else won the tournament with the deck.
Yeah,
Piper
Piper.
Piper won. So
Yeah, the goat.
I had the good medical, I guess, but I wasn't good
Yeah,
enough,
you had
unfortunately.
the mythical, but nothing else.
Yeah, my list was so bad. It was I played like Piers. Um, oh, it was yeah.
What
Wait,
Piers for?
Piers was actually nuts. You could get Yveltal energy, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro,
That's
but
so
like,
good.
do you know this card called Quick Ball, which does basically half of it
Listen,
for
listen.
just an item?
Actually, Piers was actually pretty good. Going for
Nah, 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 nah,
Dude,
this can't be right.
I'm telling you. You can search Yveltal plus energy. It is so good. Like,
Bro, I remember playing Pierce in Zorobox control,
yeah.
and it was like borderline playable. Like, it
No,
was
no.
like definitely not the MVP of the deck. Like.
It was actually good because you didn't have to retreat or like play a supporter to retreat or get a Pokemon out of active. You could just like scoop up net your stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
my list was like not consistent enough. It was like it was pretty teched out.
It was pretty spicy, saucy.
Can I find it? I have to go far. I don't feel like it, but yeah.
All right.
I also played, wait, I played six energy, six like double energies. So like four DTE and then four twin or two twin as like extra.
Um, wasn't this normal?
No, you'd play four DTE and then psychic. That's it.
Oh yeah, true,
Yeah.
true, true.
Or like I don't remember the list exactly. I think it was the opposite. You play four twin and then two or four twin, three psychic, one V guard. Oh yeah, I didn't play V guard. I should have.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Uh, we have our favorite cards. So
Oh, yeah.
I
Let me
have
start this. Let me
yeah,
start
of
this.
course, go for it, go for it.
So, do you have it on screen?
I have it on screen, the one and
Yeah,
only.
okay. So, the one and only Magic Orphan Whale or Tag Team
Yeah,
GX. So I know I'm a bit ashamed that my favorite card is a tag team. I know. Uh, I agree with all the hate towards this mechanics. It's a bad one. I know, but let me out. Let me hear. Uh, 300 HP
That's pretty good.
back in the day on a basic.
That's
It
crazy.
was amazing, crazy,
Even
crazy.
even right now, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. And the best about this card, it was played in my favorite expanded deck, in my favorite attacking standard deck, and in my favorite control standard deck. So it was played in Archie's Blastoise in expand,
Mm,
where you turn one, you put Blastoise
yeah.
Rain Dance on your bench, and you can Towering Splash turn one if you're lucky.
Hmm. It's a
Towering Splash with
sick
basically
deck.
wipes the entire board. In standard, I was really a fan of Naganadel Quagsire, Nagquag,
Yeah,
Quagnag.
I remember playing it
Uh,
in that.
what?
I remember playing that card in that deck. I played that deck. I played for a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit
yeah, yeah,
during that format, and having the Wailord and the Quagnag, that was great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This deck was not very, very good,
Yeah,
but it
unfortunately.
was really fun to play,
Yeah, for sure.
and it was good in control, in stall,
Yep.
because 300 HP. Do I need to say more?
That's, I don't think so. This card was
And
very fun.
for a last thing on this card, I always found it funny that a tag team is supposed to be two Pokemon working together to be better, but in this we can clearly see that Magikarp is only contributing to the 10 damage that
Yep.
Towering Splash does, and
Yeah.
Whaler does like everything else, and that's pretty
Probably.
funny, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice it's a funny combination of like Pokemon. I think they did.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty good. And
And the alt
also,
art is great.
yeah, true. But also, I just have that one clip of Azul taking six prizes
Oh yeah,
against
this is
Alex Shemansky. That that clip is crazy.
this is the single best clip of Pokemon in existence. Like there's
I think,
nothing
yeah, it.
topping that.
I don't know.
What is? I don't know, man. It's the
That's actually a good topic for discussion. That could probably
yeah.
be like a whole video by itself, but that's
Oh
actually,
yeah, yeah. A top 10, the top 5
yeah. I
Pokemon
think,
TCG clip.
yeah, one of the most hype moments for me would be like the 2015 Worlds, where it
Oh
was
shit.
Blastoise versus
In
Seismitoad.
in the
Yeah,
finals?
in the finals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he
And
gets
then,
the
yeah, turn one, and then Mies just scoops instantly.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that was just so hype. And I remember watching
Yeah,
that. I
that
was
was
like,
true
bro,
because at the time Blastoise was not hyped at all.
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure going into Worlds, it was like, it was. I mean, people were just scared of Seismitoad, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
Blastoise Mewtwo
Blastoise,
was completely overlooked.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because you had so many items that if you didn't get the turn one, then you pretty much just lost to
Yeah.
Seismitoad. But
What a
yeah,
bold move to bring this to the
yeah,
world.
yeah. That's and it won. So I guess it was a good choice. Now for
Yeah,
me, well, I talked about it earlier. I'm pretty sure. I mentioned the card earlier. For me, the card is Gormanized Snorlax. Obviously, hold
yeah,
a lot of sentimental value. So I went to like four regionals last year, plus an IC, I think. Yeah. And at every regional before rotation, I played Snorlax in my deck. So, you
yeah,
know, this card alongside Yveltal and Miltank, were the staples of control during that whole rotation format. But this card is just crazy. And
yeah.
along with side with Scoop Up Net and everything, I think this card is like, I don't know if it's too strong, but
With Scoop Up Net, it was definitely on the overpowered side.
I would
With
say
Scoop
so.
Up Net.
Yeah, yeah. With 130 HP, you can survive Sableye, you can survive Cramorant. It's
Yeah.
having this in this format, especially now where we have what's it called? I mean, I guess Cape of Toughness was a thing before, also, right?
Mm.
But having this with Penny would be nuts, or like
Oh yeah, true, true.
it would be so good.
I
So
remember that was the only card I was hyped for in Vivid Voltage.
yeah, that set was so bad. Yeah,
Bro, Pikachu VMAX.
yeah. And the Vivid Voltage pre-release Snorlax has to be like one of my favorite like art cards ever.
Yeah,
Just a Snorlax just jumping. But
It's
yeah,
true. It's good. It's a good one.
yeah. So, really good card. Draw seven or like fill your hand to seven after just
It
putting
was crazy.
everything. It's really good, and then it forces your opponent to Marnie you, or else they probably just get punished next turn.
Yeah.
Like it's just a insane card, honestly. You know, I don't think there's much more to say on it.
My
So,
hardest loss at Toronto last year was because I couldn't Gormandize because of wheezing.
oh,
The guy was on Eternatus wheezing,
oh,
and I lost
yeah,
because he
you know,
marnied
yeah,
me into nothing, and I
yep,
could not bench a basic and
yep.
could not Gormandize.
You know what? Talking about wheezing, I for Fort Wayne, I played. In my list, I had a what's it called? A big parasol, so I
Yeah?
could Miltank big parasol wheezing Eternatus and just win the game.
What?
Yeah, and I didn't play
Ah,
against Eternatus, but it's still it was listen. It won the last regional before, so I don't think I had a choice. I'm
yeah, but
pretty
it was
sure.
never a
Yeah,
real deck.
I mean it won a regional,
Not a real deck.
not a real deck. Well,
Nah.
like I sat down in round one, and to my left I had a Wheezing Eternatus player, and to my right I had another Wheezing Eternatus player. I was so scared because I'm pretty sure you just lose if like there's nothing you can do really, right?
Yeah, no, no, there's really nothing I could do.
See,
That was my hardest loss, yeah, like I
if you
said.
played Big Parasol, wait, didn't I know you didn't that deck play Big Parasol?
I don't think so.
No.
No, it was
Anyways,
Choice Belt, I think.
you played. Wait, what?
Oh, maybe not.
I think you just
No.
played Capes. No, I don't
You
remember.
you mean the Eternatus wheezing?
No, no, no. The what's it called? The control box. What do you want to call it?
Oh,
Eldegoss
yeah,
control. Yeah,
Evil Tall Eldegoss?
yeah,
Yeah, it was Capes and like one Parasol sometimes.
yeah. So Miltank Parasol was the solution, but hey. So moving on, a pretty good question. Why do each of us play control? I think that's a good question to ask. So Max, what
Yeah.
about you?
Well, for me, it's basically just to see the despair and frustration in my opponent's eyes. Nah, but that's something we hear a lot, huh? That
Yeah,
us control player are like a
yeah,
psychopath or things like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Why I play control? It always the archetype always interested me. I remember back, I I felt overwhelmed by playing it,
Mm,
but I always found it interesting and the deck building behind it.
yeah,
And during the pandemic, when everything was shut down and Toronto was cancelled,
yeah,
I did not have any motivation to play.
yeah.
So I put the game aside for a little bit, and when I
Mhm.
came back, I tried Control, and it stick with me because
There we
it,
go.
it's like a puzzle. The game become a puzzle,
Mm,
and you force the meta decks to go. You push them really hard on some weird direction, and the game takes so long. Some things appear that mm, would never happen in a normal game. It's really interesting, I think.
yeah,
So
I
so
yeah,
yeah
I think that's a very good argument. As for myself, I agree with Max a lot on the game becomes a little bit of a puzzle. So that makes it exciting or more fun. But also the fact I think is you get very rewarded, I think, around if you're able to build a good deck and if you know the ins and outs of the deck perfectly. I think you're very rewarded, and also your opponents are very punished. If they make a wrong move or one bad thing they do, and they pretty much lose the game sometimes. So
yeah, that's a great point. The rewards
yeah,
effect of establishing your board in certain
yep.
manners. Yeah,
So I think
true.
like the risk reward I think is very
Yeah, that's a great point.
yeah,
I didn't thought about that yet.
like it's very exciting. It makes the matches fun. Like most of my games at regionals, like my heart is like at some point in the game, my heart's gonna be like, you know, did I do the right move? Because you have so many options most of the time that you have to pick, and you know,
Yeah.
if it goes wrong, then you just lose the game. And if you lose a game, let's be honest, you lose the set most likely.
Yeah.
So
An anecdote from that, I remember playing a lot of Shed Ninja Control, and you have to play like at God speed because
mm,
it was hard to finish a single game in 50 minutes.
hmm
So all of your decision had to be taken so quickly
yeah,
that every game it was just an improvement from the last. Like
mm,
every game is just like, okay, how can I play this better than my last game?
yeah,
Because it was so hard to play this deck perfectly with all the little decision that you took. So yeah, that's an interesting aspect of just always improving in the little things that uh, come to matter in
hmm
the end.
yeah, for sure. So
All the resource
yeah,
management that goes.
of course, of course, that's for sure. Also, keeping track of your opponent's resources and yours, that's a very, very big part. And also, another thing, just like I think playing control also forces you to learn everything, so
Absolutely.
learning what other decks are playing counts of, like I remember like, playing against Lugian, like okay, they have 10
Yeah,
energies
because
they have 10 energies and two stadiums. So that means, if I boss something and they retreat, they can't attack because they're gonna, need like four energies with Galarmine, etc. So I
yeah,
think also, that adds to the puzzle of the game, keeping track of your opponent's resources and everything.
yeah, and the deck building is more interesting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And finding out a great tech is always is sometimes can be funny. Like my last tweet is about potion control.
Yeah,
We figured out that potion was
yep.
good for certain matchup,
Certain
and being
matchups, yep.
able to play potion in 2023
It's
is
pretty
something.
nice. Yeah,
It's at least something.
for sure, you know. So yeah, the deck building, everything just makes it very fun. And finally we'll go over, a couple of our achievements, the few many that we have,
Yeah,
So
yeah. I can go first. It will be quick and so I'm a broke college student, so I don't travel a lot,
yeah,
but I'm really active in my local community. I play every day. I talk about control on our Discord server every
there you
day.
go.
But I went to Toronto last year, lost my winning in. I went 6-3,
Yep,
and in 2019 I have a top 16 finish in senior
there
with
you go.
Zorak Silvally GX.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
something, but not much.
nice. As for myself, I'm also a broke college student, but uh, I somehow managed to, last year make a fair few tournaments, for my first season. So didn't do quite well at the first tournaments, obviously. I think I went like 4-4-1 at Toronto, then bombed Orlando completely, and then Vancouver I lost. I think I went 5-4 or something like that, or no, wait, 4-2. I'll remember. I lost like my second to last game, so like not my win into my winning in, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
And then yeah, Fort Wayne I finally made day two, so that felt very good. I had played Aldegasi Veltal, like similar list for past two tournaments. So basically like 2 months in a row just playing that one deck. So it
yeah.
felt very rewarding, to finally make it. And then yeah, NAIC didn't go too well. So did Hartford. So did
You
Hartford.
you played Black Lax at the NAIC, right?
No, I played it's so bad, man. I played Black Lax at Hartford. That was bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I cut the Muse and then I played against like two Mews. Or I cut my Yveltals and then I played against like two Mews. So
Oh
that
shit.
was not fun. And then NIC I played like Panic Mask, Umbreon, Mawile.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That deck was actually kind of good though.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. We
but
were
it,
cooking with that one.
yeah, but it was still like you lost to Tina, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, Tina, our
And then
greatest enemy in this standard format.
pretty much, yeah. And then yeah, now we're here. So I had to miss out on Pittsburgh unfortunately, but Toronto's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Less than a month away now. We're like what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
3?
3 weeks, I'm
Wait.
pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So 3 weeks away from Toronto. So we're in the mix, the real testing starts now.
Yeah.
So but moving on, we have some new cards that got released or announced um this week. So we'll start off, with the small sorry, the smaller one. We have a Crobat. Um so this Crobat is it gonna be releasing in the next set, the November set?
Paradox
Yeah,
something.
I think it's releasing
I
in that
think
set.
so.
Yeah. Well,
Could be
so
wrong.
so this Crobat, stage two, obviously, and then has the attack Mad Echo. So you do 50 damage for two colorless energy, and then you can choose item cards or supporter cards. And during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any of those type of trainer cards from their hand. So, what do you think of this, Max?
Uh, the choice is interesting,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's much because if you build a control deck around this, uh, it would mostly be for one of the two option, I think.
Hmm.
Probably supporter.
Yeah.
Means your opponent can't boss, can't refresh their hand, can't put resource back most of the time.
Hmm.
So, but it's stage two, man.
Yeah. So
Uh,
the only way I see this working would be in like Zoroark, where you can like
yeah, and Zoroark, but
transform to Golbat and then evolve the same turn. But even then, I don't
even then, bro,
I don't see
I don't know.
you'd have to lock your opponent in a way where they can't like.
Yeah, because they just this in Zoroark, this take 2 turns,
Yeah,
and a hand lock, like a lock control deck wants to act as fast as possible.
yeah, for sure.
Like Seismitoad, that
Hmm.
was fast. That was
Yeah.
a basic and an energy, and you lock your
Yep.
opponents out.
Hmm. For sure.
Vikavolt, you could do it in 1 turn
Yep. Going. Yep.
with Melanie.
Yep.
This, even if you have the choice, it's nice, but it's
Yeah.
not gonna be played. Control box is already
Oh.
so tight to find space for spicy things. This is not making the cut.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it could maybe have niche uses, but like at first glance, I don't think as you said, like what makes a lock deck good is like doing it fast and on a stage two, that's just I don't think it's gonna cut it. Although support.
We know
Oh, go ahead.
we know for sure that one of our teammates in our control group is going to trial is going to try
Yeah,
to make it work.
yeah, yeah. I think I do think supporter lock is an interesting thing. I think
Yeah, it's interesting,
we
but
haven't had that for a while, so maybe
yeah,
something.
what
But
was the last time? It was Kabutops. Is that the name? Kabutops
I
in
have
team
not
up.
I have not been playing for that long. But that could make sense.
Yeah, but nah. It's interesting at best.
Yeah, for sure. Now next up, let me find the next card we wanted to talk about. Currently on Toynlay's Twitter here. We can go over this last. Let's go over this second. We have the Polkka Doll, Snorlax Polkka Doll, whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah, the
Polkka Doll reprint. So if this card's in your hand when you're setting up to play, you may put it face down in play as if it were a 120 HP colorless basic Pokemon. You cannot play it at any other time. Anytime during your turn, you may discard this card from play. This card can't retreat or be affected by special conditions. If this card is knocked out, your opponent can't take any prize cards for it. So, a more tanky Polka Doll, but it's like VIP Pass where, you can only play
yeah.
it on turn one.
It was really funny though on Twitter when this card was leaked. Without the translation, everybody was
Yeah,
going crazy
yeah,
about how Lily's Pocket Doll is back and is going to haunt
yeah,
our dreams for
yeah.
the next 2 years. But no,
Unfortunately, yeah.
unfortunately, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be as good as when Lilies was a thing, because I'm pretty sure when Lilies was a thing, Boss wasn't in format. Or for a while it
Yeah,
wasn't in
there
format.
was only custom catcher and
Yeah.
great catcher.
So I think that's what made Lily's Pokédoll so good is that, like decks like Chinchino Mill you couldn't interact with the opponent's bench.
True, but
So
Robo Substitute way back was played. It was played in like Stall
mhm.
Waylord.
Okay. Oh yeah, I
deck.
guess. I guess yeah, sure. But
So it would have seen play, yeah. It would
yeah.
have definitely seen play if it was a normal doll,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
but I'm not seeing this one being in a deck
Hmm.
ever. Maybe if some stall deck that plays like just for basic, like for Wailords,
Yeah, yeah.
this could, like, you could play three Wailords and four Snorlax
Hmm.
if you have the space,
Yeah.
so you have more chance to open one or two Snorlax.
Yep.
Could be interesting, but other than that, I don't see it happening. And even then, there's so many decks with unlimited damage cap that
Hmm.
this is
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah,
But
I don't think
yeah,
it's gonna be as good just for the. I think it would have been fine, honestly, with without the first turn clause. I don't think it would have been too broken. Like,
I'm not sure about that. Like, Sender would have found a way to abuse that.
that's true, but I also think you can punish it more, you know. Like, maybe if the HP was a bit lower, like 90, you know, so it can get Greninja away or whatever, Cramorant. But I don't know. So I don't think it's
I'd
gonna be
like
that
to
good.
saw a rule that said you can't have more than one doll on the board. Like, you cannot play one. You can only have
Oh,
one
yeah,
Snorlax doll on the board.
that also
That was
that could have been good, yeah.
because Lilies and Robot, you could
Yeah,
fill
yeah,
your
that's true.
board
Yeah, you could have
with them.
four dolls on in play. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't think this card's that great. Uh, there
nah.
might be some niche uses, as you said, you know, in a Pokemon where you in a deck where you just play four Pokemon or like Wailord type deck. But other than that, I think it's pretty meh.
Yep.
But now for the big one,
The
Countercatcher
big card.
reprint.
I'm so
Yeah.
grateful that this card got
Yeah.
reprint, bro. You have no idea.
I didn't even play when this was legal, but I just know the card and just the effect of it. It's just great, man. So for
I
people who
played
don't
a
know,
ton of
Countercatcher,
uh,
what it
what?
does. For the people who don't know what the card does, you know.
Oh,
Countercatcher, if you have more price cards remaining, you can it's a boss's orders basically, you know, on any of your opponent's Pokemon. So switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon if you're behind on prizes. So for control, when you're not taking prizes, this is a boss's orders.
yeah.
Yep.
And this is good for us in both sides. So it's good for us because we're always behind.
Yep.
And if counter catcher is the format, some deck are gonna play less boss, more
Yep.
catcher,
Yep.
but they're never gonna be able to play
Their counter
those
catcher.
catchers
Yep.
because we're not uh, drawing prize most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time that's true. So I don't know what decks, you know, regular decks would run this. Like maybe Gardevoir I see running, or like other
Yeah,
comeback
Gardevoir.
decks.
Gardevoir for sure as a one of. It
Yeah,
can be.
but
Um, hmm,
other than
I don't
that,
know.
maybe no, maybe Mew. I don't know.
Maybe some,
Maybe Mew. I think
maybe Kyogre.
yeah, but I think Mew wouldn't be bad since you know you get Drapion and then no, I mean you want to kill back the Drapion, right? So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I think Ogre can play it.
it could play it. That's true. Lost Box is probably just play it because you know it's Lost Box.
Even the Turbo one, I'm not sure.
Maybe not Turbo. I guess that's true. But anyways, for control, this is big because now you can
Oh
gust
yeah,
something and Iono and do something else like attack with Luxray. I don't know. I'm giving an example, but
and we're gonna start cooking some handlock decks
yeah, for
again
sure. Yeah, the just be
because now we
yeah
can counter catcher and Iono in the same turn.
yeah for sure. That's like being able to just hand this up and gust on the same turn is like it's so huge for control type decks or stall decks or everything. So
Yeah.
it opens a lot of things that weren't possible, or just even like you know using Gust and then like Gust Stadium into Sydney or something. Just
Mm,
combining Gust with a supporter is like really good.
yeah, it's always great.
Yeah,
So this card is going to make control way more interesting than it is now.
for sure. Like just thinking, you know, like let's say against Mew, you can just like counter catch or Genesect, hit them with a path, and then Sydney, and then you Sydney away their counter stadium. and then you
Yep.
Luxray away, I don't know, their escape rope in hand, and then what they're gonna do? They can't draw. Like it just opens up
Yep.
so many combos, and I think it's gonna make it should revive control a bit because right now it's in shambles. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's in shambles for sure.
Yeah,
Every game, even in your most favorable matchup, you feels like you could lose this game if
yeah,
the opponents draw well, which is not fun.
yeah, for sure. So I can't wait for this to release. I'm pretty sure this releases in what's it called? Paradox, whatever it's called. Paradox
Yeah,
Rift.
I really hope so.
I'm
I'll be
pretty sure
very
it
disappointed
does. So
if it doesn't.
we get this in November. So right after Toronto, we'll I think be getting this card. So well, it'll be nice for sure. Great addition or great card that they reprinted.
Yeah,
So
great news.
that's it pretty much for the cards this week. Now to end off the episode, Max hinted at it before, but last week he played potion control, as we would call it. It's not really potion control, let's be honest.
Ah man, you play potion in your deck. You have to call
Uh,
it potion
that's true.
control.
I didn't play potion. I played fighting Ole, but it's all good.
Yeah, boring.
Do you have the list? Because I don't think anybody
Do I have the
posted it.
list? I actually do not.
Uh,
Wait, I do not. Have the updated version of it. Um,
Let me try
but
and
we
find it
can.
here.
Da da da. Huh.
Uh, anyways, so as you said, we say potion control. It's more of a counterboxy type deck.
Yeah.
Similar to what Sander played at Worlds. And there we go. Is this the updated?
No, that's not the updated. That's one of our teammates' list. But
Okay,
it's very close to what I played.
I see.
It's very
Okay,
close.
so we have it right here. Um, for the people that can see, yeah, this is good. There we go. So you have the three Diancie, and then you have Flying Pikachu and just Vulpix as an answer to most meta decks. Um,
Yeah, Pikachu for Lost Box and my Rhydon.
yeah, and then you can have Vulpix for what is it? Gardevoir, of course.
Guardy,
Yeah,
Champao,
Champao, and yeah,
and Lugia. You struggle a bit.
yeah. So
Struggle a
yeah,
bit
Lugia's rough for sure.
because
Um,
for the people that don't know, well, you can't Cry of Destruction on the Snorlax.
yeah, and unfortunately, Flying Pikachu can just die to, you know, what's it called? Lugia V-Star. So
Yeah.
the list was okay. I played like two cards off of Max's list. I think I played like one less Diancie, and then
Yeah.
uh, Ole instead of Potion. Which, debatable which one is better, but I think Potion's better since Max is better. But
I did better, but the results are not telling
oh yeah, for sure.
anything
It,
really.
it was
Like
interesting. We can
we
go.
can say what happened on
You can
the last
go.
round.
Yeah, you can go over your run. So if you
All
want to
right.
just say the four games and go over it.
Wait, I have it noted. I don't remember exactly. Uh, what
I
were
The
my
first game was the best game.
the first game? Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. We played against each other.
Yeah, so we got paired round one, and we decided to ID because
Yeah, yeah. Before
But
playing it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Max won the game with the boss. But what was it? What did you use? Fly?
I yeah. I boss and fly flip heads
Yeah,
to
on my
KO
flying Pikachu.
your own flying Pikachu.
Yep. So that was a rough one, but we decided to ID before.
Yeah, yeah.
So in round two, you played. Was it against
Round two,
the Champao?
Chimpao,
Yeah.
and the player evolved their Palkia into Palkia V-Star.
Oh, there we go.
So that made my Vulpix immune to everything on their board.
Yeah,
So
that's an easy
Pix
win.
carried. But if they knew that I played the Pix, I don't think they would have made that move.
Yeah, for sure. Because
And
I don't think you
after,
can deal with Palkia V.
Palkia is very tough. You have
Yeah.
to find your two healing pieces.
Yep.
in the turn, and even then, if they play a second one or things like that,
Hmm.
you're kind of screwed. If they super rod the Palkia V back,
Yeah.
yeah, it's too tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Round three, I played against Lost Box Kyogre,
Yep.
and basically got really lucky. I just set up the Pikachu in like 3 turns.
Yeah.
3 turns, there was nothing on my board except a Pikachu,
Perfect.
and yeah, the guy did not place perfectly, I'd say.
Yeah, I watched
he,
that game and there were some questionable
yeah,
moves, but it's all
yeah, some
it
questionable
happens.
move. So again, that's why the results are not telling
Yeah.
really great things, and that's why we are showing this list.
Yeah.
And last game was against a really good player
Yeah.
on Guardy,
Yeah. So
and the guy is really good.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, but that was the funniest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Um, I had my pick set up
Yeah.
in end game. I have a Diancie benched. He puts memory skip routes to block uh, my and he puts memory skip and Ionomi
Yep.
down to 2 cards.
Mhm.
So I can only retreat to Diancie, and I have not the penny to put back picks and basically win
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah.
So I just pass.
Hmm.
Uh, and is it that turn? Yeah, it's
I
this
think
turn, I
yeah.
think.
It's 2 turns in a row.
Yeah, two turns
He
in a
did it
row because
twice.
I
Yeah.
yeah because after he retreats his memory skip, so I cannot retreat and kill it. And I decide to just let the Diancie inactive and draw because I have a very thin deck and 2 boss. So I decide to draw to try to draw a boss,
Yeah.
and he didn't read the card Diancie correctly.
Yeah.
He
So
thought that the Diancie protected against everything, but it's only basics.
yeah. So the his opponent basically had game in hand like 2 turns in a row, and but
Yeah,
didn't know that Diancie only blocked basic
he could have
Pokemon.
bossed my Alolan and Vulpix and it was over.
Yeah. So and then the game ended in turns. So Max found boss and bossed for game, and then we we revealed to him that what we asked him to read the Diancie card, and
Yeah, that was one of
yeah
the
he took it well. He laughed it off.
yeah
So it was a very interesting last game. So Max ended
yeah
up going
very
3-0-1, technically 4-0 if we did an ID.
yeah true.
So
That's true. That's true.
so
But I'm never playing this deck again.
yeah, this
Uh,
it was
because
it was good for a week, and then we realized that
yeah,
memory
it was
skip
good for this
Iono,
specific local,
yeah, Iono memory skip is like pretty good.
and I will not lie, potion did not help at all.
Hey, but at least you could get some impressions on Twitter. That
Yeah,
so
get some likes.
yep, that makes it good. We should start doing that. Just throw in a random
Yeah,
card, do well at a local, and then farm impressions. I think that's good. That's a good idea. But
yeah,
I think that concludes it for the first episode. I think this is good enough. So
yeah. It
you
was
know,
fun.
we went over a couple things. So we should be posting next episode. We're not sure on the schedule yet. If it's gonna be every 2 weeks, every week. We'll see whenever we're available or whatever. But thanks everybody for watching. Uh, make sure to follow me and Max on Twitter. Max, what is your Twitter again? I forgot.
It's at Jelina Maxence.
There you go. And as for myself, my Twitter is at MWT wait M Wayland TCG. I don't remember. Anyways, Twitters will be in the description, so just click on the links and go follow. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, bye bye.
Peace.